Good afternoon, everyone. Accent Boy here. We're back with another video. I didn't want to make this video, but I'm gonna have to make the video, and everybody is entitled to comment and leave their opinion on the video after they finish watching it. However, I'm just gonna get to the point. So as a black man, I love the sisters, and some of the time they could be the best, some of the time they could be the worst, and not all of them are the same, but some do spoil it for a lot of good sisters out there. However, I'm talking black women. So the other day I saw this nice black lady. um she was very beautiful. She beautiful in my eyes. She might not be beautiful in others eyes, but you know went up to her, we talked. I got the digit. Couple days. For a couple days we've been talking, and she gave me. She was like, "Do you want to go out?" And I was like, "If you're treating me, why not?" But the person that I am these days, I'm not gonna spend my money on no woman. I'm sorry. And a lot of women, I don't know if you guys are noticing these days, men aren't offering to take you out on a date and on dates anymore. I don't know if your ladies realize that. It's all up, it's mostly Netflix and chill. Ain't no guys gonna spend their money on your ladies. And not saying it's all about a free meal, but you guys should see, you guys should notice that the dating game have been changing. But however, as I said, we exchanged number. She asked me if I want to go out, and it was on her. So I take up the offer, and we went to a little spot, a local spot, and we was there. We talking, and everything seemed to be going great. So I was like, if I was with you, what would you bring to the table? No, if I was supposed to want you for my so-called woman, what will you bring to the table? She looked at me and said, beauty. That's the first thing came out of her mouth. Remind you, I know she's a beautiful lady, but come on, that's the first thing you could offer a man is a beauty. So I said, okay, I let it go. I see where things is going. The next thing, she said, what she could offer me is like a little motivation, and she's always someone who could take care of the house and in need, and also make sure whatever needs to get done. Remind you, I don't hear anything about saying about being loyal. And remind you, ladies, whenever a man is looking for a female partner, loyalty is one of the biggest stuff on the top of the Avenger, because a man want to know if he was supposed to, say for instance, go to prison. I'm just using that as an example, or in any other situation, he want to know that the woman that he have has his back 100%, despite whatever is going on in his or her life, or if there's nothing going on in his life. So as I said, she didn't mention any much to me. She said she could so-called cook. I like that because I'm a guy. I need to eat. And so I was like, so I switched it up and I was like, in order for a guy to be with you, What does he have to offer? Oh my God, you guys want to hear this. And remind you, this is a sister. I'm talking about a black woman. And not saying other women out there doesn't think like this, but I'm dealing with a sister. And I believe there's too much black girl in the world for me to go out and try to date someone else, you know what I mean, of a different race. And so as I said, I asked her, what does a man have to or what does a man have to bring to the table in order to be with you? She looked at me and said, he gotta have a big dick. And I was like, okay, I see where her mindset is not all about the D, you know what I mean? But I could understand people could have standard and you can't really knock them for that. But she said a man gotta so called have a big dick. A big dick, come on. A man gotta bring a big dick towards the table. All right. So fast forward. So she said, oh, a man gotta have a 401k in order to support her lifestyle. So I was like, what type of lifestyle you're talking about? She was like, a lifestyle like if she was to go broke or if she lose her job, she want to make sure that she's someone is able to support her. So I switch it up on her and say, what if the guy who is so called looking you lost his job and so called needs support from you? Would you support him? She looked at me and said no, because a man must be able to provide for his own self, which is true. And there's nothing wrong with a guy, how should I say it? Um, how should I say it? There's nothing wrong with a guy basically working his way up, starting from the bottom, you know what I mean? And because everyone start at a different pace in life, not everyone is going to reach the end goal very fast. Some do, some not. So fast forward. So I was like, when it comes to, so she was saying the next thing she said, she want a man who is able to pay all the bills. So I was like, what about 50-50? She was like, no, the bills should always be on a guy. So I was like, so you only want to stay and take care of the house and so called cook while the guys out there working, paying all these bills. Who knows? Maybe not able to save some money for himself. And she was like, yeah, it's not her responsibility. And I could have seen why this black woman is single. And I know I'm not perfect, but just by the mindset and the stuff that she be saying, I could see why. And then she proceeds to say she doesn't want a lame dude. And I'm like, lame as in how? Someone who's boring, someone who doesn't do anything, someone who's not adventurous, you know what I mean? And I was like, okay, I understand that because I'm a person, I don't like people who are not willing to try new stuff, you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna bash them because it's not everything is not everything for everyone. So she was like, her dude gotta have swag. So swag is not bringing anything towards the table. Swag is just a attire, so-called dressing. You know what I mean? That's not bringing anything to the table. So, and she was like, I want a dude who always works and bring me his money. And at that point, she sounded like a gold digger to me. And I'm there sitting, listening to her speak while I ask her all these questions. I know a lot of people might say this sound like a story, but it's not a story. Same time she's telling me all these stuff, I'm like, I'm so, I'm happy I dodge a bullet, but same time I'm so called worried for the future generation and also the dating game, because if these are the stuff that a man gotta go through in order to find a woman, good luck in the near future. And it's just sad, like all these women require so much from a man, but when the table is turned, they really don't offer anything much for a guy, but bring so-called vagina to the table. And I know a lot of women might say, I offer more than just sex. So okay, so why can't you tell me what do you offer more? She couldn't tell me anything. She basically want to be taken care of by a sucker. First of all, she asked me what I could bring to the table. And first of all, I told her I didn't say I will be a provider, because I'm not going to be a provider to no woman who is not going to look out for me and also is not willing to do 50-50. You know what I mean? So, of course, I'm out here getting money. I could take care of myself and also provide um, for a certain female if I'm with that person. So, she asked me, when I'm looking for a female, what do I want? So, I told her someone who can able to motivate me, someone who could match my grind, and someone who is loyal, someone who could give me a peace of mind. And and when I said I want someone who could give me a peace of mind, so she was like, so you don't like arguing? And I was like, of course not. Which guy like to argue? When it comes to men, a lot of females don't really understand that when it comes to a peace of mind, is very important for a man. And my thing, man, is just like it kind of turned me off based on her mindset. I do love my sisters, but I could see why a lot of sisters are single based on their mindset. You don't want to put in time with me. And the another thing I asked her was like, okay, what if um say for instance I didn't have a job, but I have ambition and I'm so called um how should I say it? I'm working my way up towards to be a better man. And you know what she told me? She told me that she's not waiting on no man to build up their self. She wants someone who come complete. And I was like, how can be with a woman who doesn't want to help me grow and also help motivate me? She basically wants someone who is completed. And I understand that people could have their standard and stuff, but it's just crazy. hearing this female, and this female, you would never think she would come off like that based on the way she looked. And that's why they said look fool a lot of people. And next thing she gonna tell me that she like a man who could spend on her. And so I was like, would you willing to spend your money on your so-called man? She was like, yeah, but not all the time. And again, remind you, this is a sister I'm talking about, a sister. And she was like, I'm not taking care of no man who can't take care of himself or who can't buy certain stuff for himself. And I understand, but what about helping your so-called significant in need of time if he doesn't have something? And it's just crazy. It just turned my mind away from sisters, to be honest. And I know a lot of sisters might say, oh, yo, black men, they are the worst to be with. Yeah, you're right. But guess what? A black man is more successful in dating when it comes to a black man is more successful at dating than y'all black women, especially outside of his race. And that's why a lot of y'all are single. And my bad, people. That's just the alarm going off. And it's just sad where we come to in today's dating game. It turned me off, and I could see why a lot of men aren't getting married no more, or spending their money to go on dates anymore, or even waste their time dealing with a lot of these females, because a lot of them don't even work the time, to be honest. And I'm glad that I dodged a bullet. Um, I haven't spoken to her since we ended the conversation, and it's just sad, man. And people, let me know what you think about the video. Like, comment, and subscribe.